Welcome back to the Click and Mortar podcast. Mike and Dustin here with you again. We are going to jump into a simple but somewhat complex subject matter, or could be complex subject matter today. We, as some of you may know, do lead generation for companies and businesses. Very often it comes up, what is a lead? What do you consider a lead? Because there's different definitions of a lead. So we're going to talk today about what we consider a lead. There are many different definitions, but we want to talk today about that subject matter. So I'm going to kick it to Dustin to talk about what we consider a lead.
Yeah, plain simply, what we consider a lead when we're approaching it is someone who knows about you, knows what you offer, and has context around some pricing or what it is that you're offering, and a conversation is started. Where that's different than most definitions is most people define, if I have an email address, that's a lead, and really that's not, because they haven't shown interest, they don't know who you are, and in our opinion, it's a contact. And really that's the biggest difference, is defining contact versus lead, and having a lot of definition around that.
Great points. We'll go a little bit deeper because I had this conversation with our accountant the other day who was basically doing email lead generation. And she was like, how's this different from what you guys do? And I was like, well, you have a bunch of emails that you're emailing cold, and those people may or may not be following up with you. The other paradigm change, which isn't necessarily for us about the definition of a lead, but we run paid advertising to get people to opt into what you're doing, meaning they're a warmer lead. They're raising their hands typically and saying, oh, I'm interested in what you're doing. Here's my contact info. And then we start a conversation. So that is a key differentiator and a key point as well that we're talking about when we do lead generation. We're doing it through paid advertising, and we are getting in front of audiences who will then raise their hand and give you their contact information as a lead. So I wanted to specify that as well. Dustin, I don't know if you had any comment on that as well.
Absolutely. I think, as you were talking through it, it's almost like an aha moment. Really the biggest differentiation is that we have the inbound direction coming in, and they're actually communicating with us. Going back to the accountant, it's, you have a list of contacts, and sure, they might have interest in accounting, but not you specifically. They don't know who you are. So you're blasting them. As soon as someone, I think it's loosely even opens it, I wouldn't even consider that a lead, but as soon as someone responds and can I learn more, or can you tell me more about your company? As soon as that inbound conversation happens, that's when it goes from contact to a lead. So I think the communication channel is big, and that also brings up another point with paid lists. And there's a lot of paid lists that you can get where people show interest or whatever. These could be a more targeted cold list. They might be interested in your product or service, but at the end of the day, they don't know you and why to work with you. And that's the difference, is you can reach out to them, show them your why. And as soon as they show interest and reach out, that's when that contact becomes a lead.
Great points. You audience out there, you may get a lot of outreach from people telling you that they can generate leads for you. They can get inbound new business for you. The first question you want to ask those people is, what's your source of your data whereby those leads are getting uploaded into some system or some email system or etc. There's a lot of that out there, and we absolutely differentiate from that in that we are running marketing and advertising to get people to opt into what you do, who you are, etc. It's a prime differentiation point. Once the conversation starts, then a lead, as far as we're concerned, a lead is a lead, right? If you have a phone number and email and you're starting a conversation, then that's a lead in our book, in our lexicon. That's different than someone saying, hey, I have a list for you of 10,000 leads and all these people could be your customers. Well, how many of those people are actually interested in what you're doing?
Absolutely. I think the final thing or final thought I'll leave out there is, if you are looking for lead generation, there's a lot of people pitching lead generation will get you a lot of leads, and everyone romances over cost per lead and quantity. And really, you should be focusing in the question you should ask is, what is the conversion rate of those leads? There's nothing worse than getting thousands of leads and spending tons of money on a sales team that only converts 1% of those leads. It's a lot of money out the door and a lot of frustration, whereas you might pay a bit more for a lead, but if you're converting at 20, 25%, you don't need as much of a sales force. You don't need as much overhead to convert and nurture these leads. So if you are looking, really ask questions about the conversion rate from lead to deal, and that'll be the big indicator of the quality of the leads that you're getting, and are they actually good leads that want to do business with you?
Great point. Always the quality versus quantity discussion for sure. So if this piques your interest at all and want to talk to us about lead generation, please click on the buttons to book a call with us and go ahead and do so. We'd love to talk with you. And I always say this pretty much every podcast, that we love having strategic conversations with people. So if any of this is piquing your interest and you want to dive in, please click that book a call button and set up some time with us. We'll be happy to talk. Until next time, we will see you soon on the Click and Mortar podcast. Dustin, thanks for your insight.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right.